Freunde, Freunde, or if you would in English translate, dear friends and dear enemies. I just spent yesterday 90 minutes in an art institution, or actually in 2 art institutions, and I can just say, oi, oi, oi. But let's leave that for a few days and I will come back to it. But nevertheless, we are back with the curatorial. And I know it's of course coming out of a manual for a practice project, but this time I try to move out of the framework of practical aesthetics. Do you remember that tile where the highest version of liberal, not as a kind of like understanding of world, but as a form of aggression, neoliberal, ultra-liberal, then gets to the level of the curatorial-liberal, where everything, everywhere, at any point, can be wished. And at the same time, everything, everywhere can be promised. It's the total state of disconnecting to any form of reality, but also to any form of consequences of your thinking, of your doing. That's the curatorial liberal. And taking that model into the world as outside of the curatorial industry, I would like to suggest that the curatorial liberal is a style, it's a way of living, it's a way of claiming territory. It's a way of occupying territory wherever, whenever, whatever you are. Let's bring it down to the day-to-day. You go to the shop because you want something. I don't have any milk, my yogurt is empty. I go to the shop and buy the things that I want. Yeah, so there is a kind of existential connection to it. When you get to the point where you have a little bit more money, then you not only buy the milk and the yogurt, you suddenly start buying muesli. And so this then can go on and on and on. And then it's the muesli, not the muesli anymore. It needs to be gluten-free or needs to kind of like grown in the circle of 30 kilometers around your neighborhood. So this goes on and on and on. What comes in here is actually that you not just buying things, you start selecting things. And with the possibility of selection, I did write that down to support my thinking. With the selection, you actually can create, you are creating your own identity yourself. You create through the shopping what you want to be or what you want to be seen as. So the shopping has actually lost, besides that you still buy the milk and the yogurt, a kind of it's lost its kind of like ground functionality, or at least has a different realm of meaning and importance to the self. You curate your life, you curate the self, you create the surface that appears to others. So that's the transportation I want to suggest today, that the curatorial as an invention of education 30 years ago, 1993, was BART CCS founded as the first professional program that didn't call itself museology, but a curatorial program. With that, we have now a curatorial industry that works on totally different terms. But understanding the possibility to take the curatorial as a ultra-liberal, extreme liberal form of living, thinking, maybe not so much making, but claiming territory in your world, in the field you work, but also all the time towards the outside. It is also a visual, a strongly visually, funnily, a strongly visual and verbal based technique. That's it for now, to make it not too complicated for me and too challenging for you. It gives me time to think further what possible consequences and outcomes could be. I wish you bon weekend. Merci beaucoup.